Good morning friends and welcome to Sharekhan pre-market view. Indian markets yesterday snapped 6 days gain, and after having a strong opening in the morning, the market saw some sort of heavy profit booking coming in the late evening and finally managed to close down by about 45 points. Most of the sectors saw profit booking, however only FMCG and certain stocks like auto had put on certain gains. If you look at the US markets, yesterday night they had a very negative session there. Dow closed down by about 331 points, whereas S&P was sharply down by about 37 points. Nasdaq also had a cut of about 78 points. This was after crude oil continued to go down. Crude traded below $50, that's the WTI. Even the Brent and even the WTI saw a sharp bit of dip, and it closed at close to 5 years low. We also had dollar which continues to strengthen against major currencies. Euro hit a 9-year low, fearing exit of Greece given the political uncertainty out there from the Eurozone. So overall global markets have again turned jittery. If you look at the Asian markets, they are indicating clearly a negative bias. Nikkei is trading close to 2.5% down. Even majority of the other emerging markets in the Asian markets are trading down by about 0.75 bits to 1 percentage point. Singapore Nifty, in line with the global peers, is indicating a cut early in the morning and a negative opening by 60 points. If you look at the flows, FI flows in the cash market have stabilized. They were biased to the tune of about 472 crore in the cash market. However, they shorted close to 605 crores in the index future, whereas DIIs turned sellers and they were sellers to the tune of 575 crores. Now, given that we are going to open sharply down and Nifty is going to have a 60-point cut, how do traders take advantage of this dip? Let's have a view from Sadhna as to how Nifty can move on.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. The Indian benchmark indices ended the choppy day of trade slightly in red yesterday. As we have seen, the Nifty started the session with positive bias. An initial number of trades buying was witnessed in many of the blue chip counters like Tata Steel, Tata Motors, IDFC, L&T, due to which Nifty hit a fresh intraday high at around 8494 odd levels. But later Nifty has taken resistance at higher levels and started falling and continued to trade with negative bias. Especially in last hour of trade, we have seen that Nifty was continuously trading with negative bias, due to which Nifty hit a fresh intraday low at around 8406 odd levels. We saw a fall of 100 points in single trading session in yesterday's trade. And finally Nifty ended the session at 8422 levels with a loss of 0.42%. In this period, we have seen that profits have taken away by market players as long positions were squared out by market players, as open interest is decreased by 3.20%. It is decreased from 2 crore 20 lakhs to 2 crore 13 lakhs. Approximately 7.06 lakh shares were reduced in open interest, and Nifty futures price decreased by 30 to 35 rupees. Cost of carry also decreased by 20.40%. It is decreased from 10.14 to 8.07%. Also, Nifty futures premium decreased significantly from 63 points to 45 odd levels. On the options front, PCR is decreased by 2.70% from 1.11 to 1.08, which is clearly indicating that call option has seen good build-up than put option. In yesterday's trade, call option has added around 22 lakh shares in open interest, whereas put option has added around 8 lakh shares in open interest. India VIX was up by 2.54% from 13.80% to 14.15%. In the option sector, as we have seen that PCR has decreased by 3%, we have seen that 8,500, 8,600 and 8,700 also has added good number of shares in open interest. And in put option also, we have seen that 8,400, 8,300, 8,200 has seen good activity in open interest front. There is no security in bank period today, and FIs were net sellers of 570 odd crores in future and option segment. They were net sellers of 605 crore index futures. There were net buyers of 42 crore in index options. There were net sellers of 26 crore in stock futures, and there were net buyers of 18 crore in stock options. Our 5-day CVM stands at 8,400. Lower range for the market would be 8,400 and higher range would be 8,532. This is our monthly strategy break-even point on higher side. As you have seen that crude oil prices have come down significantly, it is trading at $15 per barrel, due to which all US markets closed negative. Asian markets also trading with negative bias. Singapore Nifty is also trading with negative bias, which is down by 61 points at 8354 levels, but we may see Nifty can take support at around 8350 levels. So this would be and we can see a huge volatility in today's trading session. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let's look at some of the actionable trading ideas for the day. The first one being, as per media sources, the government would not auction 3G Airways in the upcoming Feb auction, and in case this does happen, then it would again put pressure on the overall quantum of airways and thereby on the pricing per se, and hence could have a negative impact on the overall telecom sector. So we feel one can short Bharti Airtel with stop loss of close to 366 for potential downside of 347 and below that at 343. Also, idea could come under a bit of pressure. CMP being 153, one can short it with stop loss of 157 for potential downside target of 1.5. Again, as per media sources, DTH service provider Videogon D2H will raise close to $300 million, that is 1900 crore, by selling a minority stake to Nasdaq listed SCHC and its shareholders, valuing the company at close to $1.2 billion. Now this could have a positive rub-off effect given the valuation that the company could get on this TV, and one can see some positive action in this TV. One can long it with stop loss of 64 for potential upside of 69 and above that at 71. Also friends, Jubilant Life Science has received approval for ANDA and the final approval has been received from US FDA. This is for a couple of drugs. One is an immunosuppressant drug, and rizatripatrin, which is used in treating migraine. So one can long Jubilant Life Science with stop loss of 136 for potential upside of between 147 and 153. Moving on to important news update, the Japanese company which is NTT Docomo is threatening to have an foreclose Tata Sons asset if Tata fail to honor its agreement of buying back its 26.5% stake in Tata Teleservices. The company has already moved London Court of International Arbitration on Saturday against Tata Sons for its failure to honor the buyback program. Also, Reserve Bank has finally allowed foreign investors to buy up to 49% of the paid-up capital in Bajaj Corp. Also friends, there are media reports which are suggesting that there could be a 5-day shutdown call by Coal India workers. Now Coal India has close to 350,000 workers, and this could result in a production drop of anywhere between 8 to 10 million tons. Now Coal India officials are suggesting that in case this strike does go through, it would kill any chance of company meeting its overall production target which was laid down for this year. Also, Transport Corporation of India has approved issue of equity shares worth close to 60 crores. This issue would be done at a price of about close to 249, and this would be done to IDFC Premier Equity Fund. The Union Cabinet also has approved the largest ever telecom spectrum auction that is targeted to fetch at least close to 65,000 crore. This sale is going to happen in next month, that is February. The government will sell close to 380 megahertz of 2G spectrum in 3 bands, that is the premium 900 megahertz, the 1800 megahertz and the 800 megahertz band. Also, the spectrum in 2100 megahertz may be put on auction simultaneously after the Defence Ministry vacates this spectrum. Also, there is another push which has been given to the Make in India campaign. The government removes arbitrary environment clearance to facilitate project. In a notification which was issued very recently, the company has exempted, Environment Ministry has exempted the building of large industrial sites, colleges, schools and hostels of 150,000 meters and less from seeking a prior green nod. Also, the cabinet has approved an ordinance for auction of iron ore and other minerals. Also, media sources are indicating that the Maharashtra government is looking to increase FSI from current 1.33 to 2.5 in the Mumbai city. Also, the government is looking to allow TDR in the island city. Andhra Bank, there were news buzzes doing the round since last couple of days that the bank could be taken over by some bigger bank. However, the company has got a new lease of life and there is no merger threat for the bank for now. The government is looking to infuse a capital of close to 200 to 300 crore in the bank. Also, the Civil Aviation Ministry is set to offer a contract for building and running of an airport proposed at Jewar in Greater Noida. Now this could be handed over to GMR Infra. However, the ministry is currently awaiting the Uttar Pradesh government's written consent nod for the same. Also, crude oil price saw a very sharp drop yesterday. It drops below $50 a barrel. Now this could have a positive rub-off effect on certain paint companies, oil marketing companies and tire companies. That's all we have in today's session, friends. Thank you.